"We didn't get anything for your two," my mother said quietly, pushing a small stack of napkins across the table just as Jen's daughters tore open their $65 kids' meal boxes at the family reunion dinner. Trevor added, without looking up, "Be thankful they even got a seat." I murmured under my breath, "Roger that." When the waiter came back, I stood up and spoke clearly. "My name is Chris. I'm 34, the middle kid, the one everybody pings when the group chat is panicking about pickup times and who's bringing ice. I teach 9th grade algebra at the city high school. I like whiteboards that erase clean, gas station coffee, and knowing exactly what time the day ends. I have a 9-year-old son named Max and a 6-year-old daughter named Lily. Their mother and I divorced 3 years ago. We co-parent like we're running a very small, very serious LLC, shared Google Calendar, every other weekend, receipts in a folder labeled kids, actual costs. My family turned me into the guy who's good for it because I understand numbers. Jen is the golden child. She has 2 perfect daughters, a gleaming Tahoe, and an Instagram where every caption drips gratitude. Her husband Trevor sells enterprise solutions and gets paid partly in embroidered quarter zips. Mom switches between Martha Stewart and morality lecture as the mood strikes. Dad watches games on mute and mutters, "Don't start," whenever the air gets thick. I'm not loud. I like things that balance. 8 slices, for people, 2 each. Receipts that match reality. That's why I learned to live lean. I know how much milk costs this week and exactly when the apartment laundry room is empty. Max, Lily, and I do pancake math on Sundays. If Dad can flip 4 pancakes every 90 seconds, how long until Lily eats half the chocolate chips straight from the bag? Family reunions used to be at Grandma and Grandpa's, red checkered plastic cloths, deviled eggs, somebody crying by the garage. This year Mom booked a proper restaurant because Grandpa's knees gave out and because she wanted photos that looked quietly wealthy. The invite came with a PDF schedule: arrive 5:45, photos 6:10, dinner 6:30, cake 7:20. Dress code, smart casual. Children welcome. There was a line about family-style platters to keep things reasonable, plus a wink emoji. I wore the one decent shirt I own and the belt that hasn't cracked yet. Max hid his dinosaur tee under a navy sweater for camouflage. Lily insisted on sparkly shoes because fancy places like sparkles. I packed crayons, apple slices, and hope. We arrived early because being late makes my eye twitch. The restaurant had starched linens and waiters who could balance 4 plates on one arm. Mom waved us over like Vanna White revealing a new vowel. "Look at you 3, she cooed, air kissing somewhere near my ear. Very professorial. Jen arrived exactly on time. Daughters in coordinated bows, Trevor trailing with the satisfied grin of a man who tips the valet extra to feel important. He slapped my back. "Professor Chris in the house." "Just Mr.," I said. The waiter gave the spiel. Family-style starters and mains, curated selection, kids' boxes with pasta, fruit, cookie, little craft kit. $65 each. While he spoke, Mom slid those napkins toward my kids like she was doing charity. "We didn't order for your 2, she said sweetly. "They can pick from the platters. We don't want them spoiled." "They're not both boys," I said automatically. "One of them is Lily." Mom waved it away. "You know what I meant." Jen stage whispered to her girls, "Big surprise coming." They squealed. Trevor drummed the table like he'd invented joy. The waiter returned with 2 adorable cardboard cottages. 2 children's packages, he announced, setting them in front of Jen's daughters. Then he turned to me. "Shall I bring 2 more?" Mom's hand was already in the air. "No, thank you. We'll share." Trevor grinned. "We're a sharing care kind of crew." Then, to me, "Be glad they got invited." My neck went hot. Max tugged my sleeve. "Dad, are napkins dinner?" "Not yet, bud." The table noise rose, stories piling on stories. My kids reached politely, said please and thank you, colored on the blank side of the kids' menu no one gave them. Jen's girls unpacked their boxes like Christmas morning. Everyone acted like this was perfectly normal. The moment that actually broke me wasn't the napkins. It wasn't even be grateful they were invited. It was when Mom caught the waiter's eye as he approached with the leather check folder and tilted her head toward me like I was the designated trash receptacle. "Chris will take care of it," she said brightly. "He's our numbers guy." The waiter looked at me. I looked at my kids. Something shifted from, "I'll deal with it later," to now. I didn't stand yet. I just laid my hand flat on the table and felt how solid it was. I whispered, mostly to myself, copy that. And when the waiter came back, I was ready. I didn't become the family ATM overnight. It happened one forgotten 20 at a time. At 15, Mom asked if I could help Jen out with $40 for a dance dress because I was so responsible, and I'd get it back Friday. Friday never came. Instead came, I thought you understood family. At 17, I tutored neighborhood kids for cash. Mom told everyone Jen was generously mentoring girls with prom makeup. I gave Jen the cash when she cried about the bar not letting her run a tab. I told myself I was the good brother. By 22, I was student teaching, driving a rattling Civic, working bookstore nights. Jen called from the mall in tears. Emergency. I pictured blood. It was a $280 diaper bag she had to have for a shower gift. We'll split it. It'll be from both of us, she promised. She posted the bag with Big Sister nailed adulting. I married young. Our kitchen was all mismatched hand-me-downs, pantry full of whatever pasta was on sale. When Max was born, Mom arrived with groceries and told the whole family she was keeping us fed. The receipt on my counter told a different story. Jen had her first the same year. The universe realigned around that baby. I didn't mind the baby. I minded being the invisible satellite that only got called when gravity, money, was needed. I kept score in my head, convinced the universe would eventually balance the books if I stayed calm. Here's the list I swore I'd never write. 10 airport runs in one calendar year, because you're already awake anyway. 3 emergency dog sits, because we totally forgot hotels hate dogs. $250 fundraiser table Jen didn't want to burden friends with. $480 in camp snacks that were really just expensive pouches for her backyard. $90 here, $60 there, $35 because it's awkward to split the check and you're so fast with tip math. The asks got stealthier. You're already going to Target, right? You like doing this stuff. I became the brother who likes to treat. Divorce made me softer prey. Single dads are assumed to be either desperate or eternally grateful for inclusion. I spoke less at gatherings. Kept the kids close. Made crispy rice surprise out of leftover takeout rice so it sounded fun. Then came Trevor, speaking exclusively in corporate jargon. First time I asked him to watch Max for 45 minutes so I could fix a projector at school. Principal swore it was urgent. He texted the next day. No biggie either way. Just shoot me $40 when you can. Venmo request, handshake emoji, note, time is value. Mom, he's organized, Chris. You could learn something. It takes courage to value yourself. Me. It also takes courage to be family without sending invoices. Mom sighed like I was the dense one. You're so literal. I teach equations. Literal is the job. When the reunion invite came, the wording was careful. Adults $70, kids $65, family style, to avoid fussiness. Boxes ordered only for Jen's girls because they're picky. For mine, bring crayons, Chris. I asked if I should reserve boxes for Max and Lily. Mom, let's see how they do with the platters. We don't want extra charges. A week before, Trevor sent a friendly reminder, Venmo for $18.72, app's last barbecue. Your share. I had bought the apps. I didn't pay. I also didn't explode. I decided I'd say one calm sentence at the restaurant. But small insults kept coming. Max, why do cousins get restaurant boxes and we get napkins? Me, we do family style. Max, is family style when you share everything but nobody shares with you? Lily, are napkins flatbread? I laughed so I wouldn't scream. Day of, I packed like we were going into battle. Snacks, entertainment, patience. We walked in. Napkins arrived. Be grateful. Boxes opened. Mom announced to the waiter I'd settle because I'm good with numbers. I waited until he returned with the checks. I stood. Could you split the bill by what was actually served to each party? The waiter's eyes lit up like I'd offered him freedom. Mom's laugh tinkled too loud. Christopher, we always do one check. Trevor, don't be that guy. I gestured gently toward the kids. 2 children's meals were delivered to that end of the table. My kids shared platters. We'll pay for what we consumed. Jen, this is tacky. Me, it's accurate. Mom, this family does not nickel and dime. Me, this family has been nickel and diming me for 15 years. I'm retired. The waiter returned with 3 separate folders, placed with the solemnity of a bomb tech. Jen opened hers. $198? For pasta. Trevor, it says kids' packages right here. Mom opened hers. 224? We barely ate. Mine, 39 plus tip. I slid my card in first. Mom hissed. Put that away. You're embarrassing yourself. Me. I'm not embarrassed. I'm correcting an equation that's been wrong since I was 15. The waiter took my card like we were old war buddies. Jen and Trevor paid with theatrical reluctance. Mom stared at her folder like it had betrayed her. I signed, tipped the waiter 25% because he'd earned a medal, and said to the table, going forward, I pay for me and my kids. That's the whole policy. No one ate cake. The group photo never happened. We left. Phone started exploding before we reached the car. I took the kids for milkshakes instead. We declared it National Survived Fancy Restaurant Day. Group chat went nuclear. I wrote one message. New rule. I pay for exactly what I order and who I bring. Emergencies only. No invoices for niece/nephew time. No. You were already going to the store. Then I muted it. Morning after, Trevor emailed an Excel sheet titled Running Family Balance. I archived. Mom left voicemails about how I made her look foolish in front of her own mother, and I should apologize so she can forgive me. I saved them, didn't reply. Jen posted passive-aggressive matching pajama stories about protecting Joy. I muted her too. Grandpa called just to say, your grandma says you did right. Mom showed up with cookies and an invitation to reset with lasagna movie night. I declined. She played the braces card, the driving to tutoring card. I said, you were my parents. That wasn't a loan. She left the cookies on the mat. I froze them for later hate eating. Jen emailed an actual PDF invoice for family rate babysitting with completely invented line items. I replied with one word, no. The chat went strangely polite, then quiet. People started asking if I was coming to things instead of assuming. I said no to almost everything that smelled like a hidden bill. I said yes to park walks and library Saturdays. A week later, Grandma's big mixing bowls appeared on my doorstep, no note, wrapped in the same crinkled tissue Mom always uses. I made popcorn in them that night. The kids complained they were comically large, which meant they were perfect. Jen texted at 1 a.m. Are we okay? I answered, we can be, when you stop treating me like a subscription service. She replied, well, I left it there. The world didn't end. It just got quieter, cleaner, like a whiteboard after the eraser finally does its job. Lily checked out a library book about a bunny who learns to say no. At bedtime she asked, is no a mean word? I said, it's a true word. It makes space for the yes you actually want. She smiled like I'd handed her dessert.